back as early as possible. I posted my letter and came away. When I got back into the cave, I saw Bill wobbled out of the bushes. Behind him was the kid with a broad grin on his face. So now, after posting the letter, when Sam came back, the sight he saw was that Bill was wobbling off out of the bushes, that he was dragging himself on his paws and jumping around from the bushes. And behind him was that naughty little nut, little Johnny Dorset, and he had a great smile on his face. Sam, said Bill, I couldn't help it. I have sent him home. Nobody ever was subjected to such torture as I have been. I was rode, then I was given oaths. I tell you, Sam, a human can only stand so much. I dragged him down the mountain. On the way, he kicked my legs. I'm sorry. We lose the ransom. So now on seeing Sam, Bill said, "You see, I'm sorry, but I have sent that child home because I could not bear it. He was so naughty. After you had gone, he took a ride on me. Then he gave me oats to eat like a horse, and then uh, he also tortured me in every possible way. So I dragged him down the mountains and I've sent him home. While I was sending, he kicked me on my legs, etc. And it was I'm really sorry that you have lost the ransom. Bill said, I turn around and have a look behind you. Bill turned and saw the boy. He turned pale. For an hour, I was afraid he'd not go mad. Now, Bill, when he was saying all this, Sam asked him to turn around and have a look. When he turned around, what did he see? He saw that the child was back again, just behind him. Now, Bill was pale. He was very upset. He was totally broken up. So, at 8:30, the messenger arrived with the letter. Now, see, at 8:30, at the same point where they had asked, the messenger arrived with this letter. Let's see what the letter is. Yes, Uruj, are you ready? Read it now.
Yes, ma'am. Two desperate men, gentlemen, I received your letter today. I hereby make you a counter proposition. You bring Johnny home and pay me $250 in cash, and I agree to take him off your hands. Very respectfully, Ebenezer Dorset.
Okay, so now, as you see, the letter is referred to those two desperate men. Now, two is telling the number, desperate is telling their mental state, and men because they have revealed their identity. The kidnappers have undoubtedly revealed their identity. And they got a letter in return from whom? From Ebenezer Dorset. And the letter said, you see, I'm ready to take the child back, but you are supposed to pay me $2,500 now. He increased 2000, sorry, two, $250 they had to pay, and only then he would take the child. And the letter was from the father. That means he knew already how mischievous his little boy was. And what was the name of the child is revealed now. जो मैं अभी तक Johnny Johnny कर रही थी because I had read the chapter. Okay, so now you know that he is Johnny. Okay, Sam says, begin.
Sam, says he, what's $250 after all? We've got the money. One more night of this kid will send me to a bed in Bedlam. Besides, being a thorough gentleman, I think Mr. Dorset is a spendthrift for making us such a liberal offer. You ain't going to let the chance go, are you?
Okay, so now Sam said, ki, oh my God, just $250 are too less for him. And it is really nice that Ebenezer Dorset is ready to take the child in such a lesser amount. We will pay him. Like they had $600, and out of that, they are ready to pay $250 to give back the child. Can you imagine? And then they are also very happy, especially Bill is damn happy that at least it is better than to stay with this child for one more night. This would lead him to Bedlam. Now, Bedlam means he'll be bedridden if he gets one more day to spend with this child. So he said, it's a lovely offer. We should better accept it. and we should follow him what he says. Begin next.
Tell you the truth, Bill, says I. This little he or lamb has somewhat got on my nerves too. We'll take him home, pay the ransom, and make our getaway.
Okay, so now he's saying, okay, Bill, I agree with you that this little ewe lamb, the ewe lamb is just as we have he goat, she goat, and this is the baby lamb of a masculine gender. They are telling you, and they are saying this small little lamb. He appears to be a timid creature, but in fact, he is a nerve in ourselves. And even I wish to get rid of him. So we'll go to the house, we'll pay the ransom, and we'll get rid of this child once and for all. Next.
We took him home that night. We got him to go by telling him that his father had bought a silver mounted rifle and a pair of moccasins for him, and we were going to hunt bears the next day.
Okay, so now they cooked up a false story because they knew that the child won't go otherwise. So they said, okay, let's go to your house because why? Your father has brought a silver mounted rifle and we'll take that and we'll go hunting. And the next day we can go and hunt bears, and we'll have a lovely trip outside. So let's go and bring that rifle. So with this bribery, they took the child. Okay, otherwise he was not ready to go back home. Next.
It was just 12 o'clock when we knocked at Ebenezer's front door, just at the moment when I should have been abstracting the $1,500 from the box under the tree. According to the original proposition, Bill was counting out $250 into Dorset's hand.
Okay. So mark the time, underline the time. It's 12 o'clock, and it was the same time when Ebenezer was supposed to give the ransom to these people, the $1,500. But what was happening? Just the opposite was happening. It was the same time, but not that the ransom was taken from Ebenezer, but rather the kidnappers were going to pay to the uh, uh, father of the kidnapped child. So they were ready to pay. Bill was paying that amount, $250, and giving it in the hands of Ebenezer Dorset's hand. Yes, next child.
When the kid found out we were going to leave him at home, he started up he started up a howl like a calliope and fastened himself as tight as a leech to Bill's leg. His father peeled him away gradually like a porous plaster.
Okay, so now this paragraph is important in certain ways. So listen very carefully. So when the kid found out that these two kidnappers were leaving him home and they were going away, so he started to howl and shout. And now what is a calliope? It's a kind of a music note. अब वो music note में तो रो नहीं रहा था. So it was something like this, like this, na? In a rhythmic way, he was crying "hai nahi jana" and all this kind of a tone. So this is the calliope. That means in a rhythm, which is a note in basically the music note. So in this he was जिसे कहते हैं ना भन भना के रो रहा था. So like this he was uh, trying to fasten it with the leg of Bill's. He had got hold. He grabbed Bill's leg as if he was a leech. You know what a leech is? It's a parasite. It sucks blood from a person if it sticks to the body part. So, in the same way, here the boy has been compared to a leech. Okay, and his crying has been called as a calliope. Why? Because it was a rhythmic tone he was howling in, which was very irritating also, and he had stuck to the leg like a leech. So Bill was trying to uh, remove his tighter grip from him, from his leg. Now his father peeled him away gradually like a porous plaster. A porous plaster is on the walls when the walls get damp. If you take out the plaster, it just peels off. So in the same way, the father was trying to peel him away, remove him from the leg, Bill's leg, where he was hanging like a leech. Okay, next. Come on, how long can you hold him? Asked Bill. I'm not as strong as I used to be, says old Dorset. But I think I
But
can
I
promise
think I
10
can
minutes.
promise you 10 minutes.
Okay.
Enough.
Carry on, carry on.
Okay, ma'am. Enough, says Bill. In 10 minutes, I shall cross the central, southern, and middle western states and be legging it trippingly for the Canadian border. And as dark as it is, and as fat as Bill was, and as good a runner as I am, he was a good mile and a half out of Summit before I could catch up with him.
Okay. So now the last part is really hilarious and really thought-provoking. So he said, now he asked Mr. Dorset, Bill asked this question, "Ki, how long can you hold this naughty child?" So to this Dorset replies, "Ki, see, I'm not as strong as I used to be. अब मेरे अंदर उतनी ताकत नहीं बची है. But I think I can promise you 10 minutes. मैं 10 मिनट तक तो पकड़े रह सकता हूँ इसको." So now Bill says, okay, that's enough time. In 10 minutes, what I'll do is he said he'll cross everything. He'll go central, he'll cross southern and the middle western states. That means the United States of America, he'll cross and reach the Canadian border. If on the map of North America you'll find that United States of America is below and Canada is on top. So there are two countries, separate countries. So this Bill, he was so eager to run off that he said, "Okay, I don't mind. Give me 10 minutes and I'll cross and touch the Canadian border and I'll move away not only from here, but also I'll leave the whole country and go to another." So now the last lines say, as dark as it was, that means though it was very dark, जितनी अंधेरा था, okay, and जितना मोटा बिल था, and जितना good runner Sam था, उस सबको एक किनारे रखते हुए they found it that Bill was half mile and a half out of summit. मतलब वो 1.5 mile away था, summit को उसने छोड़ दिया था. That town he had left and ran, and it took Sam a little time to catch up with Bill. Though Bill was fat, though it was dark, and though Sam was a good runner, okay, yet within those 10 minutes, Bill was running so fast that he had crossed mile and a half, and it took him some time. It took Sam some time to catch up with Bill. So with this, we end this chapter. It was a lovely, hilarious chapter. I hope you have understood. So I end the recording and I would be sending you the